In this unit, we're talking about major features of plant and animal evolution. So we start out with the endosymbiont theory, which explains the evolution of autotrophs from heterotrophs. In this short lecture, we don't have the time to go over each of these ideas in detail, so make sure you check your supplementary readings for more information about the endosymbiont theory and some of the other things in here. Early plants were aquatic and asexual based on fossil evidence and DNA evidence. The movement of plants to land was accompanied by many adaptations for water storage because they were no longer living in the water. A method of storing water was necessary for their survival, and methods for dealing with increased gravitational pull. And some examples of those are root systems that were for water storage or stem systems that stored water, and also land plants have much stronger cell walls than do aquatic plants. Also during plant evolution, separate sexes allowed for greater genetic diversity, and so you'll see some of the more advanced or more recently evolved plants, such as these, often have flowers that are one sex or the other. First land plants did not have seeds. Evolution of seeds allowed colonization of more and different habitats because the seed protected the embryo from drying conditions in the air. Then the evolution of flowers allowed animals to be attracted for pollination and seed dispersal. So the major function of a flower is to attract pollinators so that they will disperse the pollen, and then when the fruits are developed, if they are large and bright and smell good, they're more likely to attract animals which might disperse the seeds to new places, which allows a species to colonize new areas. So moving into animal evolution, the first animals were aquatic, unicellular, and soft-bodied. Sponges here are examples of some of the earliest animals. Multicellularity and hard structures, such as spicules, which are kind of like the equivalent of a skeleton for a sponge, and exoskeletons eventually evolved after that. And then invertebrate animals, such as arthropods like scorpions and spiders and insects, were the first to leave the water and come onto the land. Fish were the first animals with backbones, and adaptations for conserving water and dealing with a higher gravitational pull appeared when these fish sort of evolved into an amphibian type animal that then moved onto the land. And so just like with plants, animals evolved adaptations for dealing with a drier environment and a higher gravitational pull when they moved from the water to the land. And finally, we get to this concept of explosion, and by that we mean a very fast increase in the diversity of living things. So in the Cambrian period, there was an explosion of multicellular organisms. This is when aquatic plants appeared, the first major animal phyla evolved, and we saw evidence of animals evolving to fill new niches. So for instance, active hunting, like this bizarre fish depicted here, or fish-like animal. Burrowing into the sediment. There aren't a lot of pictures of that here in this image, but there were lots of organisms that started to dig tunnels and only had a few little bits of their body sticking up above the water. And making branching burrows was also something that was becoming more common during the Cambrian period. So check your reading for more information about the Cambrian and other explosions during geological time.